After months of meetings, it appears likely that a so-called Supercommittee will not be able to reach an agreement to cut the deficit by midnight tonight.
And we have two reports on this for you this morning. We start with Bill Plant, who has reaction from the White House. Actually, we're going to start on Capitol Hill. Sorry. Congressional correspondent Nancy Cordes is there for us with the latest on the stalemate first. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning to you, Erica. Yes, we expect to get the formal announcement later today that the Supercommittee is closing up shop without a deal to cut the debt. These 12 lawmakers were given unprecedented power, tremendous political cover, and they still couldn't bridge the divide.
Even the leaders of the Supercommittee admit they are on the verge of failure.
Nobody wants to give up hope. Reality is, to some extent, starting to overtake hope.
Not surprisingly, the two sides have differing explanations for the breakdown. The 6 Democrats say it was the Republicans' insistence on making the Bush-era tax cuts permanent as part of the deal. Democrats argue those cuts primarily benefited the wealthy.
We are not a tax-cutting committee. We're a deficit reduction committee.
The 6 Republicans contend Democrats were more focused on raising taxes than on trimming Medicare and Medicaid, the biggest drivers of the debt.
In Washington, there's a group of folks that will not cut a dollar unless we also raise taxes. All right.
The Supercommittee was tasked with devising a plan to save $1.2 trillion. That's just a fraction of the $4 trillion experts say is the minimum that must be cut in order to start to ease the burden of a ballooning $15 trillion national debt. The Supercommittee, which met in private for months, was seen as the best chance to break the partisan gridlock on Capitol Hill after a debt deal between congressional leaders and the president fell apart this summer.
There were 12 members of this committee put an enormous amount of time and effort into trying to accomplish something. It's not entirely too late yet. It's still possible to reach an agreement, but it's going to be tough given where the clock is.
By law, the failure of the Supercommittee will trigger automatic across-the-board spending cuts to nearly every government program of up to 10%. But those cuts do not go into effect for 13 months, and some lawmakers hope that they can figure out some more intelligent way to cut the debt between now and then.